I've been making a few things lately. I've been messing about with AI. I've been learning how to code. I've been building apps. I've also been making a bit of music. I've been collecting a lot of records. And all these things are kind of coalescing in my brain now. I'm being very creative. I've got a new studio, which is where I am today. And I like it. I love it, actually. It's great. Got everything set up how I need it. And yeah, it's just my creative space. It's where I come in and do my thing every day. So I wanted to just give an update basically of what I've been up to. And the main thing that's been occupying my mind is how to build apps. I've always wanted to learn to code and build software, plugins, standalone apps, iOS apps, things like that. And with the advent of all the AI technology that's around, it's really helped me learn how to do these things a lot faster and also writing almost all of the code for me. So I think in this video, I'd like to talk about what I've made and my experience making things using AI. So where do I begin? Probably two years ago ish, whenever GPT-3 came out, the first one, the first ChatGPT, I started asking it to teach me how to code or to actually finish projects that I had tried and started on my own and was really struggling with. So I would just prompt it. I'd copy and paste like what I'd made, whether it was a HTML script like for a basic website or something more complex like C++ code for the Juice audio framework, which is a framework to make plugins. These are all things I've been doing YouTube tutorials to try and learn, and had gotten some way down the road on making things. And the AI was able to complete parts of what I was doing and help me fast track my learning. But I got some of the way there, but it was really slow. So with each new update to GPT, when GPT-4 and now 5, the capability of these things and also my skills in learning how to prompt it and how to get what I need out of these applications has really increased like tenfold. And I follow certain people on mostly on Twitter, some on YouTube. There's a guy, Mackay Wrigley. I'll link him in the bottom in the description, and he's got some really good workflows on how to use AI to build apps and build software. So yeah, people like him I've been following. There's a few others. I might link a few in the comments. Yeah. So anyway, my journey's been experimentation, but always geared back towards music. I was thinking I want tools that'll help me do what I do, or help me with my hobbies and interests. And so that's a good way to do a project and to learn something is to say, okay, how about let's start with the record collection. Let's start with I had a bunch of records. I wanted to buy more. I wanted to get certain records that had samples or drum breaks, and I thought it would be really cool to have. Well, my problem was my memory of what records contain what samples and what breaks wasn't very good. Specifically, drum breaks. I just didn't know what I was looking for. I maybe know one thing, and I skipped through so many records. So I wanted a little tool or a guide that could help me specifically locate the drum breaks on these records. So I set about building a project, and the first thing was to scrape the internet basically for all results that I could find of other lists of breaks and samples. So of course, whosampled.com was a great place to start, and they have an API, so that is a thing, so you can access the data that they have. And then there's Discogs, and different Discogs users have lists on there as well, and Discogs has an API as well. So I could start pulling this information, and some of it manually and some of it automated through scripts, Python scripts and things if this is too technical, it's fine, just follow along. If you know what this is, cool, you're with me. So I could automate that process instead of going to each page manually and downloading or copying and pasting all the information. I could run a script that would do that work for me, and I'd end up with a folder with pages of information, but it's not filtered, it's a bit messy, so then I have to write another script to sanitize the data, as they say, like take out all the unnecessary things and leave me with a nice clean spreadsheet of artist name, album title, song title, and any information about the break, like where it is in the song or what have you. So I did that, and I ended up with I was able to get like thousands of results, and then use the Discogs API again to pull down the artwork for album covers, and then take all that information and basically put it into ChatGPT one step at a time, and say, hey, can you build a website or what I was going to use as a mobile app? So it was all built with JavaScript, and I was able to get organize. I was able to organize all of this stuff as a gallery, just like a photo gallery. And that's what we have. It's opendrums.com is now the website. It's available. You can look at it so you kind of can understand what I'm talking about. But the journey in doing that was a great teacher of how to program things, how to make a web app, how to make a website. But also, I wanted to port it onto my phone and have it as an iOS app. So I looked at frameworks and ways of turning a website into an actual dedicated iOS app. And there are frameworks like, I think it's called Electron, and what was the one I used? Cordova. Cordova was the one I went with, that can convert a JavaScript HTML website into an iOS app. It's kind of a wrapper around it. So then you can build that in Xcode, which is the Mac software development software, and export it and deploy it to your phone. Now, you need to be an Apple developer, so that costs a little bit of money. You pay I think it's 100 or 120 New Zealand dollars a year to be in this program, which basically means you can start building things and deploying them to your phone and sharing them with a test group of maybe your friends or relatives who want to try the stuff out and see if it works for you. So for me, it was well worth the investment for a year to try these things, and so I stay in the developer program. So making stuff, man, made this thing. And so the end result is now I have an app on my phone, or actually more importantly, I have a website now that anyone can access for free. It's called opendrumsonly.com, and it has what I think is the world's biggest directory of drum breaks all in one place. And you can go through there and you can find out what albums contain what. And the main function or use case for me is for anyone really, is if you're going out record shopping, you're a beat digging kind of person, you might be in a charity shop or a record store or even someone's house and looking through their records, you can quickly check those titles on Open Drums Only and see if there's breaks on there before you've even listened to the record, so you know if you want to grab it or not. That's really all it's for. It's like a shopper's guide, for digging for beats. I don't host the audio on there, but if you click the little headphone icon underneath each listing, it'll take you to a streaming service to listen to the music. And if you click the album covers, it'll take you to Discogs so you can see how much those records go for on the market, so to speak, on the used secondhand vinyl market. So yeah, it's a pretty handy tool. And that circles back to me wanting to learn how to make things and using the AI to help speed that process up. And along the way, I've become more, I guess, I've gained some skills, I've learned some processes, and I'm using some other tools. So instead of just talking to ChatGPT and copy and pasting things into another software development application, I will I use a platform called Cursor. And Cursor is a IDE, a development environment that looks like VS Code. VS Code is the Microsoft very popular software development system. But I use Cursor because they have AI built in there, and you can see all your files in your project on the left. So you can have your project structure, and you can see the documents that it's editing, and you have the chat window on the right, and you can ask questions, and the agent in that system will just go ahead and start writing the code. And so it's really great for edits, and it's really great just for writing code straight up. So I might use a combination of ChatGPT or Cursor together. Sometimes I'll talk about what I want to build and have a conversation on ChatGPT, And at the end, I'll say, great, turn this into a prompt that I can hand off to my software development AI. And then it'll just draft a really good prompt. I think that's the best way to prompt, to be honest, is just to ask the AI to prompt another AI or prompt itself, essentially. So I get all that. I get the prompt done. Boom, it's spit it out for me. It's got everything I need in there. If I feel like maybe I might have missed some things or it's incomplete, I'll ask the AI to then ask me some clarifying questions about what I've asked it to build. And then it'll usually do quite insightful things and ask me and sort of troubleshoot the logic of what the project I've described. And from there, take that, copy and paste it into Cursor and run with it. And in Cursor, you can choose which model you want, or you can go auto mode and it'll choose the model for you. I generally go for the Anthropic model, which is the Claude Sonnet 4. I think they're up to. It might be 4.5 dropping any day now, or 5, whatever version. I just use Claude Sonnet, man. It's cool. It understands the prompts that I give it, and it goes ahead and writes probably 80 to 90% of the code in one shot. And from there, it's always a lot more back and forth and editing and bug fixing in that last 10% to actually get it to a finished state where the app works or the website functions how you intended it. So you do have to put in that extra time and grind it out to fine tune and get everything right, because it'll do most of the work there, and then it's back and forth, fine tuning. And I find the process really enjoyable. It's really fun. And the most recent thing that I've released using that same process to work is my latest app, which it's actually my first app, and it's for Mac desktop at the moment. So if you have a MacBook Air, iMac, anything like that, you can run this looper app. It's called Quick Loops, and it's like a loop pedal that you'd use with a guitar or with any other instrument just to catch loops. And what I've got it for is when I'm going through records, I'm playing vinyl, real vinyl, and I'm looking for samples. Rather than record it straight into my sampler or into my DAW, I'll just have the looper app open. So as I'm going through, I'm grabbing little pieces, like start a loop, stop a loop, and it starts playing back instantly. So I can already straight away hear what that piece of music might sound like if it's looped up and put into a beat, before I've actually sampled it and sequenced it and arranged it. It's just quick loops. That's why it's called Quick Loops. And I find it really useful. So hopefully you do too. It's for free. It's free download from my website, pmoneymusic.com/quickloops, or just go to pmoneymusic.com and you'll see the list of my projects, which has the Quick Loops app, the Open Drums Only website, and another little thing, which is a web sampler, which is fun. You can look at that and play with it and see if it's of any use. So that's what I've been doing, man. I'm just building stuff. I'm a software developer now. Although I'm not trained, and I'm what they call vibe coding. I'm just experimenting with AI and getting to the finish line. That's the main thing. It's just persisting with these tools and getting it down and getting it done. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat, this little catch up about what I've been up to. I have also been making music lately, making beats, hip hop beats, and having some friends come through and record some raps. So we'll see where that leads as well. The music's always right there. The music's right at the heart of all these projects that I'm working on too, the tech side of things. So that's it from me for today. Just a little update. Hope you like this format. Bit of a ramble, but rambles not always a bad thing. So here you go. P Money out. And if you watched all this way, thank you very much. Subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next one.